Up from Row Racing DP here, and we're on to part 2 of taming the Ford Mark IV. I am going to have to set my alarm for another 2 hours time, because we are going to limit the live streams to 2 hours due to Twitch messing videos about at the moment. So 20, 21, 41 would be 2 hours, but I need to give myself about 5-6 minutes, so we'll go to there. That'll also pretty much take me so I'll knock a few more minutes off that just to be on the safe side, because I do waffle on at the end of videos. Am I friends with the boys 5 times? Yes, I am. Cheers, Bad Scouse. It depends, Drew. If you're it depends on which videos you're on about. I've done many different videos, from front row racing commentary videos where they started off fairly terrible, got into doing interesting, strange commentaries, to trying to do it fairly professionally while also having a laugh. Then obviously there's the live streaming I've done since being on Twitch. But yes, I am friends with the boys 5 times. He is an admin in front row racing, as am I. I feel sorry for you, Drew. I really, really do. I'm only joking. But, Pete's alright, he is. He's a good lad. Okay. Stocking up on a bit of fluids, a bit of smoke. Need to take that setup off that we did in part 1 with the sway bars, because it was not nice. Right, okay, so taking it too stiff did give it way too much oversteer. Now it was on 17 to start with, so let's knock it down. That's the lowest it will go, so down to 10 is the lowest it will go, so we'll see how that handles. Okay. Oh, now I'm not really going to do too much more on the setup of this car, because as we know from previous experience, you can easily spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours playing about with setups, and before you know it, the night's gone, the missus has left you, there's no food in the fridge, and you're sweating your knackers off. Excuse me. So I don't know how much more I'm going to do in this Ford Mark IV, but we'll wait and see. So anyway, right, let's go and see if that setting has helped at all. I mean, the whole idea of this particular live stream, this live stream isn't a, right, let's get the best possible setup for the Ford Mark IV. It's called Taming the Ford Mark IV, because we want to take it from undrivable to at least you can drive it without spinning all the bloody time. But anyway, that's the plan. Of the live streams that I do, there is a few different types. From you decide what I drive, where the viewers pick the cars I drive, I'll go and do races starting at the back of the grid. I've done helping live streams where I help people out with a car or perhaps with their driving style. Then there's the online lobbies, which are just for a laugh. Friday nights I usually do a front row racing sort of online lobby, which over the last 4 or 5 weeks we have had a great laugh in that. There is a lot of swearing, probably a lot of drinking, maybe even some people smoking, who knows, but it has been a good laugh. Some of the driving isn't fantastic, but that's because the later the night gets, the more drunk people are, but we do only really do it to have a laugh. And then there's the sessions that I've done on occasions where I'll be practicing, really trying to get a good setup for, excuse me, attacking time trial. Don't want neutral, Dave. Headphones switch block digging in my arm. Right, so let's see how the rear end is going to behave for us now. Oh, she didn't want to turn in then. Now, one of the problems, if you do give yourself too much rear grip, it can push a car wide and into oversteer. But obviously I do need to make sure that we're getting the braking points right, otherwise I'm going to understeer anyway. And I wouldn't always suggest either taking settings to their maximum, to their extremes. It's not always the best way. I'm just doing it as sort of random settings. Okay, let's see from one extreme sort of to the other. I was going to say the rear end wasn't feeling too bad, but as always with setting cars up, you alter one thing and it can massively adjust the balance of your car. So the rear end may feel alright, but the front end could go terrible. And if you ever watched the F1 practice sessions with Ant Davidson and David Croft, Ant Davidson says it a lot. On a Friday morning practice session, the last thing you want to do is go chasing car setup, because 9 times out of 10 you'll chase a car setup and end up at the setup you started with because of, for example, track evolution and so on, and drivers getting up to speed. Because at the end of the day, the balance of the car can be massively important, and when they talk about the balance of the car, they do mean a number of things. The weight balance, the balance of how the front is steering to how the rear is driving, and so on. That was an unexpected kick there. So it's one of those things, I mean, in a car where you've got front and rear aerodynamics, if you go put in a lot of front aerodynamics on a car, it may make the front end turn in, but as an adverse effect, it may make the rear end not able to cope with it, and therefore you'll end up getting a lot of oversteer, or perhaps even just losing the rear end completely. That's obviously out of balance. You then need to adjust the rear end to get it back into balance, or take some off the front to balance it out a bit more. Getting quite a bit of understeer through there. So I think taking it to the extreme has not really worked. Because the rear may be better, but now the front isn't particularly handling too great, so what we may have to do is adjust the front a bit more, while also adjusting the rear, because obviously it does say if you adjust the rear so that you get less oversteer, one of the knock-on effects is that you may get more understeer. Same with the front, if you adjust it to get less understeer, the knock-on effect is you may get more oversteer. So we'll be finding a balance between the two sway bars to get it set perfectly. There is a bit of understeer on entry, oversteer mid-corner, which means we're shockingly slow on exit. So the balance is way out at the moment. Now, if we were to focus on tyre temperatures now, it would be a little bit of a blind task, really. And that is because we're getting the understeer and the oversteer effect from the sway bar changes. We're going to be overheating the fronts because they're sliding. We're going to be overheating the rears because they're sliding. So if we tried adjusting the temperatures to compensate for that, I suppose there is half a chance that it could fix the issue, but more than likely you still have the problem of oversteer and understeer. You'll just have cooler tyres. Okay, we are definitely going to have to change that. We're going to have to change both of them. It's not in this one, it's in this one. Right. Okay, so let's do a small adjustment then. It's either going to have to be 12 or 15. Okay, so if we go to 12, that should help us with less oversteer but give us understeer. So if we then go to the front sway bar, excuse me a second, reread what it says here. A stiffer setting at the front can cause understeer, whereas a softer setting can cause oversteer. Okay, so for the rear, we've gone softer to try and give it less oversteer, but it's giving us understeer. So on the front we want to actually reduce a bit of understeer, so we're going to need to go softer. So let's knock it down to there. Don't know whether it's going to work, we're just going to have to try and find out. Okay, Drew, how am I? I'm alright, mate, apart from being way too bloody hot. I seriously am tempted to just go and get the ice cream, though, the Magnum ice cream I've got in the freezer, and just stick it down my shorts to try and cool my core temperature down. It is so hot here, it's just stupid. I mean, playing on project cars, using a wheel in these kind of temperatures is probably not advisable. I mean, to be fair, in our F1 season last year, one of our drivers is from Sweden, and in the middle of summer that we had last year, he actually had to not race because with no air conditioning where he was, the indoor temperature was so high that had he sat there trying to play the game, it'd have probably ended up passing out. Let's give these tyres a chance to warm up. I think it is getting very hot in here now because just to see if my wheel, yeah, my wheel's starting to get quite a bit hot. I've lost a little bit of the force feedback. think I may have to look at getting myself some kind of portable air conditioning unit or something. I'm not a big fan of these sort of standalone fans that don't create cold air, they just blow hot air at you instead. Now, because the feedback has gone a bit on my wheel, it's very difficult for me to know exactly what is happening with the car, and that is simply down to the level of temperature in my room. Obviously the Thrustmaster T300 has fans inside it to keep it cool, but if the air it's fanning in and out is red hot, then it's not it's not really going to cool it down much. But because the feedback has gone a little weak, it does mean that I'm not going to be able to feel all of the effects that the changes have had. It also means that I could quite easily steer too much or not enough without really knowing about it. Like that moment there, it was very difficult to feel that it was coming. Now the car is seeming to be a little bit oversteery still, but because of the lack of force feedback I just can't tell whether it's down to the car or down to me steering too much or potentially accelerating a bit too much. I mean, we've had a wiggle on braking there. It's the first one we've had in, what, 2.5, 3 hours, and that's more than likely because I couldn't feel it approaching, so I couldn't react to it. And I'm not going to do too much driving in this car now because of the lack of the feedback, but how my wheel is feeling now is one of the reasons why I would suggest to people to not bother buying a Thrustmaster T80 or perhaps even a T100 wheel, because the feedback that I'm feeling now is kind of what you would get in those, perhaps even less in those, and it's very difficult to know exactly what the car is doing. I mean, it's drivable, but you don't get that sense of something like that happening. Had my feedback been working properly, I'd have been able to feel that coming on, and I would have been able to react to it. Right, okay. Now, because the feedback has dropped out of that, I'm going to just take a break for a few moments and catch up with some of the messages, let my wheel cool down a bit. I think what we'll do then is go and drive a different car somewhere else that may have less effect on the wheel. Okay, quick catch up. Max Cow, how are you? Get a niche trending for my dog. Want to buy some Ultimate Team coins? I'm guessing that is. Go to... Right, okay, Max Cow, if you're going to come in here and start posting random crap that's got nothing to do with Project Cars or what we're doing, I would suggest that you leave. We won't have any trollers or spammers in here, thank you very much. So, no, I'm not interested in buying any UT coins. Okay, Drew, is it really that hot? Yes, it is. I haven't got a temperature app on my phone. I wish I had. I've got a weather app on my phone. I wonder if that tells me what the temperature is supposed to be. 32 degrees outside, and it'll be even hotter inside. That's gay. I'm sorry, but let's put it this way, right? 99.9% of the people that come into my live streams, if they want to post a link to something, they ask. Thought the UK was cloudy. Well, my weather app for most of the day has said that it's thunder and lightning, but it hasn't been. It is usually cloudy, but this week, no, we're on a we're on a bit of a heat wave at the moment. Okay, I think I saw today on Facebook they were saying it's hotter here than it is in Africa. Sticky forest hot. It's a very humid hot. But, I mean, it probably is cooler outside than it is inside, to be honest. Okay, Max Cow, let me put it this way, right? Of everybody that has come in here wanting to post a link, they ask. That is not a lie. That is the God's honest truth. Because majority of the people that are in, that come and view my live streams and come onto the chat are genuine people. And they do say, hey Dave, do you mind if I post a link? To which they get the answer of, well, that depends on what it is. If it's something relevant to what we're doing, then yeah, crack on. If it's something about, hey, go to this website, you can buy some spandex thongs for really, really cheap, then the answer's no. Okay. Right, Mad Scouse, nice one, but let's not give them abuse. We're better than that. Okay? I'm not saying you have given them abuse, but I agree with you. But I mean, you tell me how meatspin.com is anything to do with Project Cars or what we're doing or car setups or racing games or even temperatures in the UK, then fine, post your link. But if it's about buying some ultimate or buying some UT coins from meatspin.com, then you're in the wrong place. And let's say, for example, if that happens to be your business, which I very much doubt it is, how bad is your business doing that you have to come onto Twitch, onto random people's live streams, trying to get yourself some attention? That doesn't really say much for the business, doesn't really say much for what it is that people are trying to sell now, does it? Okay, so You have two choices: watch, learn, listen, enjoy, or go away. Okay? Your choice. Okay, let's catch up with some of the other messages. Can you imagine taking a hot shower at that temperature? I tell you what, I actually had a hot shower earlier. It's not nice. The best thing you can get is a Dyson. Try one, really good. Is that I think McLaren had them in their garages a couple of years ago, didn't they? They do cold and hot. Oh. Right, okay, now it keeps popping up on my screen that messages are coming up, but on my chat screen it's not actually coming up. So if people have been posting messages, I do apologise. I can't see them. I'm going to close Twitch on my iPad and open it up again. It does mean that I will lose any messages that people have already sent, but I don't mind that. I mean, I don't like ranting, but I can rant a good one. So here's one for you, right? The Twitch issues that I mentioned earlier on, right, regarding the exports. I spent a good couple of hours last night, or the early hours of this morning, and I've done it in previous weeks, looking for help, tips, guides, advice about the exporting, right? I found 3 posts put up by people saying, I've got this problem, has anybody else, right? Yeah, so 4 posts put up by people. On 3 of them, they had answers, and the answers were about 250 links of where you can buy Ray-Ban glasses, or ranging from Ray-Ban glasses to kilts. Right, Max Cow, you obviously, I mean, I haven't seen the rest of the messages, right? I'll give you a choice. Go away, or I'll simply report you for trolling. Now, you are actually, let's see, from off the top of my head, you are only the 3rd person that's come in posting random crap that has nothing to do with what we're doing here, right? Now, admittedly, I've only been doing live streams since Project Cars came out, but pretty much everybody that comments, right, is relevant to what's going on. There have only been 3 people posting random crap, and you are the 3rd. So, make your choice, and I'll put this in a way that you may understand. Piss off, you fucking moron, or I'm just simply going to report you. Oh, okay, so a computer game is gay? Oh, right, so why have you come on to watch? Does that mean that you're that way inclined? I tell you what, I hope you're in America, because you know what, they've just legalised gay marriage, so maybe you and Project Cars can get together, have a nice little weekend away, okay? I'll even buy you some flowers. Okay, you stop. Thank you very much. Right, okay. Everyone, be nice. You're UKIP. I couldn't give a crap. I'm UK. You're UKIP. Okay, what is UKIP's opinion on the fact that majority of British people that were on the beach in Tunisia cowered and shit themselves while Muslims, groups of Muslims, protected everybody else on that beach? Now, if you want to vote UKIP, that's entirely yourself. But I remember the days when, for example, my parents used to say to me, Dave, you know what? Never tell anybody who you vote for, because you're going to either annoy someone or they're going to be annoyed with you. No one needs to know who you vote for. But Facebook is a pain in the backside, because there's so many random hate groups on there that fill people with so much crap that people are deluded as to what is actually going on in the real world. For example, there was another Muslim, right, that was stood on top of a building, saw the shootings happening. He starts throwing roof tiles, because he was fitting a roof, starts throwing roof tiles at the shooter, right? The shooter's covering himself, and in the time that it took, it allowed for him to get back on his feet. It took people, gave people the opportunity to escape and others to get him. Now, that story isn't in mainstream media. Why? Because mainstream media like to fuel the fire of Muslim hatred. You take that white guy in America that went and shot 9 people for racist reasons, right? But he's not classed as a terrorist. One black guy who happens to be famous threatens to kill one white person, and he's branded a terrorist. Don't believe everything that you hear, see or read in the mainstream media or Facebook, okay? So now let's go back to what we were doing. Be nice or go home. And by that saying go home, okay, right, Max Cow, if you're going to do Muslim hatred, seriously, get the fuck out. I ain't going to piss about. If you're going to be racist and abusive, I will take a screenshot of your comments and email them to Twitch. And I won't just email them to Twitch. I will email them to the person that I have been emailing for the past 4 weeks regarding issues with Twitch. Someone that I've got to know quite well. So, seeing as I know that person quite well, they're probably going to take my complaint quite seriously. And seeing as I know them quite well, they're probably going to screw you over so hard you won't know what has happened to you. But then, you do like to be a bit gay, so you'll probably enjoy it. Okay? So, racism, no. Fuck off. Simple as. Okay? Now, I don't usually like to get aggressive or offensive. I do swear sometimes, but there are some things that I won't stand for. You're not funny, you're not big, you're not clever. I dare you to go and stand up to a big giant of a black man and tell him that he should go home, when he may have been one of the people that was saving people's lives on the beach in Tunisia. I dare you. You probably wouldn't even have the balls. To be honest, you probably haven't even got balls. You're probably only about 11 years old. That's fine. Me calling you gay is not a problem. I haven't done it in any offensive way whatsoever, but at the end of the day, you're being racist. You're being racist. Don't be a fool. You are on my live stream and you're being offensive. You come in and you're trolling. Just go away. You're 18. Jesus. You should go out and find yourself a partner. Stop getting involved in Muslim hatred and all that type of crap, because you really don't know what you're talking about, okay? Now, this is your last chance. Stop with your crap, or I'm simply going to report you. I couldn't give a crap whether you've recorded me calling you gay. Oh, you just like annoying me. All right, okay, thank you very much. Just goes to show how childish you are. However, you're not actually annoying me, so tell you what you're doing. You are annoying every single person that is in this chat lobby that is agreeing with every single thing that I say. So instead of there just being one person that will report you, there's going to be at least 22. Okay? You're leaving. Let's have a party. Come on. Right, let's get back to having some fun, shall we? Right, okay, whether that person has gone or not, let's focus. At least it gave me a chance to let my wheel cool down. Well, considering that while I was looking through helpful information last night, I did go reading through a load of different posts that people have put on there about issues with people. And to a degree, Twitch could do with doing some more in that respect, but there you go. Right, okay. Formula A then, around Silverstone. Let's see how we get on with that. Oh, really, really hot here. Lauren Nico, hello. How are you today? I hope you're well. Is it hot where you are? Drew, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. Okay, Max Cow, I accept your apology, and that is all I'm going to say on the matter. Right, okay, so Formula A's, project cars. It is hot. I'm not surprised. The annoying thing is, it's only supposed to get hotter tomorrow and the day after. And if Saturday is hotter than it is today, then oh my god. So actually I'm on a day out on Saturday, so I won't be live streaming on Saturday, but I am on a day out on Saturday, and if it's as hot as it is today, my goodness me. Right, okay, I'm not going to play about with the setup because I drove these yesterday and the setup felt quite fairly nice. So hopefully it's still got the same setup on it. So we're just going to go and do a little bit of a warm-up, do a race in the back of the grid, see how we get on. Okay, let's get these tyres up to temperature. Now, for the most part, I'm not a big fan of the Formula A's on this game. Not until I've got setup sorted for the tracks. Because the standard setup on some of the tracks is absolutely terrible. And if you go slightly the wrong way with your setup, they're even bloody worse. Test 7th gear using full curves. Topping out, need a little bit more gear. I do remember yesterday I did adjust the gears slightly. Let's go with that one. Marty, how are you this evening? Mad Scouts, on F1 games, I like this track. I wasn't a big fan of these cars. I know I did a bit of a race around here yesterday. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. We're on wet tyres. We don't want to be on wet tyres. Well, that was handling alright for wet tyres. Yeah, I mean, I am a big fan of Silverstone. I prefer the older version of the track. But on F1 games, I have enjoyed this circuit. After doing the race yesterday, I did remember that I have done quite a bit of running around here in the Formula A's. I haven't perfected the setup yet. I just made it drivable. And it is, the Formula A's around here, when you've got a setup on, are not too bad. But the Silverstone circuit is very much a rhythm racetrack. If you are out of rhythm, you're going to be out of speed. As I said yesterday, and I'll say it many more times as well, I mean, this setup, for example, is working well around here, but that does not mean that I could take this setup to another circuit and it'd work there. Tried to dab a brake to close the DRS, it didn't like it. I'm going to have to stick to doing that manually. Excuse me. I just want to see what speed I'm going to get up to down the hanger straight to see whether I stay with this gear ratio excuse me, or whether I go back to the previous and just lengthen 6th gear a little bit, sorry, 7th gear a little bit. Okay, the longer gears sending me out of rhythm. Right, okay. Let's put the gears back and just lengthen 7th gear a couple of touches. And let's go for it. Time progression. Whew. Yeah, with the Formula A's, I mean, on quite a few of the tracks I have found that they can handle absolutely beautifully one lap, then the next lap, shocking. Or they'll handle lovely halfway around the track and then shocking. It's the why did that spin moments that do my head in, and it has to be, you have to be patient to try and work out what is causing the spins and editing the setup. Jewel, thank you very much. Ah, Marty, do you know Max then? Okay, Marty, if you know Max, I'll let you explain to him about what how we are in here with trollers. Okay, and you can explain to him that he's to behave himself. Will the V10s return? I don't know. V8s might. I do think they are going to change the engines in the future. 2017 maybe go back to getting rid of the hybrid engines. I can see them going back to full petrol engines. Dave, you seen them screenshots? Which screenshots? Ah, learn on, yes. Silverstone is a good track to learn on because it has all different types of circuits. Max, I only said that because I know Marty and Marty knows me. So it's just if you two knew each other, then he would be able to say, right, be nice in here. I mean, I did say, like, you apologised, I won't say anything more. It was just that if you and Marty knew each other, then he could explain. Right, okay. Can't wait to get you ill. I bet you can't either. Ah, Mad Scouse. Don't forget, I haven't got fuel usage on. I'm cheating. Mainly because I set the settings so that in time trial, if you have damage on, if you have damage on in your gameplay, so like in your one player, then you have damage on in time trial, which is really annoying, because if you have the slightest off, you get damage. Right, okay, let's go and enjoy ourselves, shall we? Or crash into the AI cars, depending on what they do. Ready for this. Oh, he's slowed it down mid-corner. You don't want to do that, and now I've just been hit up the rear end. Okay, this could get nasty. Sod pushing me off. Well, he's chucked it up the inside. It ain't going to work for you though, youth, because I'm going to push you out wide. Now 7th gear is possibly a little bit too long now, but I don't mind that, because with slipstream, DRS and KERS, it will work in our favour. Now I do know that you can remove the steering wheel visually off the game, and I think in these cars it would be quite handy. If you're on a pad it'd be very odd, but if you are using a wheel it would be very handy. Because the corner we went round then, Brooklands, as I get close to him like this, the hands and the steering wheel are slightly in the way of the view, so it is a bit difficult to see where they are. There is a bit of a blind spot, but that's what it's like in real life. Too deep, come on, come back.
The pressure, this is great stuff. You're going to do him in the next few laps.
Oops. Didn't really want to nudge him there, I was trying to avoid.
Pile on the pressure. Come on, keep at it. You're going to get past it.
They are so slow around turn 1.
Big push now. Let's fight our way past. You can do it.
Oh, my bad. Although it looks like the AIs are just slow through the corners, they are going slow intentionally mid-corner, trying to make the car behind hit the brakes, just as the engineer tells you to do. Proper annoying, but it is a real racing tactic. I'm not sure how many laps we've got left.
Super consistent. Just try and put together some slightly faster laps. You'll catch the field.
Well, I do think this is the leader.
Let's try and nail him on this lap. Force an error. He's under big pressure. You can take him.
Okay, go on. Seeing as you're the leader, I shall let you carry on. Because what the AIs are doing though, slowing down in the middle of corners, it is a tactic that people do use in real life, but
all the time. This is great stuff. Come on, you can take it.
what tends to happen is...
Great job, keep pushing.
Come on engineer, shut up, I'm trying to talk. Yeah, what tends to happen is, especially in these Formula A's, obviously you have no brake lights, so it's difficult to tell when they're going to be on the brakes. So yeah, I'm hitting them. And defensive driving, although it can save you a position, it slows you down. So I tend to be of the theory of, yes, okay, defend your position when you have to, but you've got more chance of keeping someone behind you if you stick to the racing line, driving as fast as possible. Obviously the difficulty is, like with the AI that's behind me now, he may try dive bombing me at some point. So I could have gone through all of these corners with a defensive line, but that would slow me down. It'd be right up my gearbox down here, and all the way to Magnussen Beckett's. Instead, we'll just go flat out and try and pull away. Whoa, DRS open. I gave it a dab with the brakes, but obviously not enough. Now the reason when I gave it a dab of brakes then it wouldn't have been enough is because on my standard T300 pedals they have an inbuilt dead zone. Newer models of them don't, but they only made them without it because people complain. It is a bit frustrating because if, like me, you like to do very little gentle braking, you can quite often be pressing the dead zone and nothing's happening, and that's exactly what happened. Excuse me. And in these cars, a lot of the time you don't really need to use heavy braking. Okay, we've got 2 laps to go, so I'm going to put the telemetry on. Just so that you can see what I'm doing with the brake, with the throttle. Although I can promise you at no point am I going fully depressed on the brake pedal. So if it does show as being fully on the brakes, it's not actually fully on the brake pedal.
Fastest lap of the race, great lap.
So you notice there I went down a gear without actually being on the brakes at all. A bit slow through there.
P2 is 5 seconds behind you, let's keep him there.
Now the only reason I give it a little dab of brakes into that corner is to close the DRS. I could do it manually. It's just, that's my driving style, to do it with a little dab of the brake there.
Great work, mate. The pace is really strong. No mistakes. We're building a good gap for second.
Okay, did it without applying the brake that time, manually closing DRS, but I did lift off the throttle. There we go. Whew. Well, there's been some messages going on here. Bloody hell. Okay, let's catch up with some of these messages. I'll put a replay on while I get myself a drink, catch up with some of these messages. Okay. Oh, screenshots of Farm Simulator. No, I've not seen them. Marty, I've not seen them, man. Deep Heroes, hello, how are you? Not a name I've seen before. So, was you a fan of Heroes, the TV show? I was until they ballsed it up. Bernie, how cruel do you want to be? Use go-karts. Marty, thank you very much. Okay, Mad Scouse, I'll come to that. I remember reading something the other day. Okay, so Mad Scouse has asked, Dave, can you tell me why the AI don't pit in race? Is it a bug? I'm trying to think if it was on the update or on... I think it's on an update that's to come, that they will be changing it so that in a race where fuel usage is on and tyre wear is on, that the AIs will pit. Also, that if a race changes from dry to wet, they will pit for wet tyres and go at the right sort of speed, rather than staying out on track on slicks and being faster than you on wets. Now, I'm fairly sure it's on an update to come. It's not a glitch or a bug as such, I think it's just an error. But having said that, it's not as bad as F1 was, where you turn traction control off and all that kind of stuff. But you watch a computer going around the track, they've got traction control and they've got shed loads of grip in the wet. Okay, go-karts are load of fun and quick. I don't think I've actually driven the standard go-karts much. The supercarts I have, and they are a bit mental. Rather than go-karts are cute. Change of car then from Lauren Nico. Mad Scouse, no, he's not pissed at you, Martin. But no, I mean, it did annoy me. I was doing a career race where it started dry, went very, very wet, and there was only about 3-4 laps to go, but I had no choice. I had to pit. The tyre temperature had gone. I'd got no grip. I couldn't keep the car going in the right direction. I had to pit for wet tyres. But the AIs never. They carried on going on slick tyres. Either that, or they were going faster. They started on the wets and were going really fast, but they couldn't have done that because they would have overheated the tyres and had no grip. So it is an error. Racers that start dry go wet, they were still quick on the slicks, and also racers where tyre wear is an issue, they would keep going. it is something that I do know they are looking into and trying to fix, because it has annoyed quite a few people. Bernie, be patient while I'm driving, mate. I can't read the messages. I have them on the iPad next to me. Nothing wrong with a bit of patience. Also, the more that you shout and say no, 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 the more chance there is of me saying, you know what, let's go and drive a Le Mans car instead. The go-karts on this, the supercars, are actually real cars. They race them in real life. Okay. Mad Scouse, you try to don't be one of these oh, what do they call them, punctuation junkies. Nice one, Mike. Talk, yes, spam no. Well, he did go down from caps to normal. Don't worry, Glock, you haven't missed much. You missed loads, but I'm not going to go back on it. Okay, that's been a lot of messages, so I am trying to work my way through them. Don't worry, Bernie, we might get there. Although this isn't actually a you decide what I drive session. I do live streams where I allow the viewers to choose what I drive. This isn't one of those live streams. But Glock is right, I'm not a fan of karts. Toxic Crunch, what is FOV settings? FOV settings. Toxic, I'm not very good with abbreviations. What do you mean FOV settings? Apologies for that one, I'm an old man. Laura Nico, hello again. You keep saying hello, but then you don't really say... Ah, yes, you did say a bit more after that. Hello again. I'm not looking to get married, Bernie. So I may put go-karts on, but I'm not interested in getting married. Not unless Nexus from yesterday was a lovely lady who said I had a fantastic voice. But then for all they know, I could be one of these women, like sex phone people, having a beautiful voice, but when you see me in real life, it's like watching Lord of the Rings when Bilbo when Bilbo meets the trolls. Okay, let's go through. I mean, the Formula A's on this, they are sort of, if I remember rightly, they're based on the Formula 1 cars from a couple of years ago. Except you can use DRS everywhere. But they are the kind of car that if you haven't got a setup for the track, they are absolutely horrible to drive. Oh no, we've got another one asking for go-karts. Bloody hell. Oh, I'm trying to get through the messages, but there's loads of them. Hashtag no. From Drew. I can't remember. I mean, my setup on this track is far from perfect. I know that because it does have little moments of understeer, although it does handle kind of okay. But I know I haven't tried perfecting the setup on this, but I will show the setup once I've got through all these 250,000 messages. This or Drive Club from Avisu Denim. This every single day of the week. What is on at the moment is a replay while I catch up with the messages. Everyone go karts. Okay. Yes, we are English, or I am English. Field of view. Right, okay. I don't know off the top of my head, but I have got it set quite wide. I will go and have a look, because you can change your field of view settings. For people that don't know about that, I will show them. So I need to show setup and field of view settings. Marty, you're not married? No. Lauren, be careful of Bernie. He's begged and begged and begged for go-karts. God knows what it'd be like about begging for a date. Lauren, I do apologise. Right, everyone, be nice. For those of you that haven't watched my streams before, I have my iPad next to me. While I'm on track, I won't read or respond to messages. I can't. If I do, I'll crash because I won't be looking at the TV. I will catch up with messages at the end of the streams and be nice to those that are in the lobby watching, because 99.9% of the people that do come in and watch the live streams are genuinely nice people. If you happen to see a girl's name pop up, don't go trying to chat her up, because you're just going to annoy her and I'm going to lose a follower. So instead, rather than trying to chat someone up that's got a lady's name, just talk in general. And then, when you see a lady who lives near you that you really like, do it the proper way. Do it the proper way. Be a gentleman. It doesn't matter what porn you watch on TV, trust me, women love a gentleman. Classic formulas. Ooh. I have driven a few. Bernie, Lauren is not my bird, but as I said, let's be a gentleman. Be a gentleman. Right, okay, let's catch up. Okay, Knowles and Bernie. As I said, this isn't one of those sessions where I allow the viewers to decide what I drive. I do specific live streams for that. There's my DRS spin. But be nice to those of you that are in the lobby watching. For those of you that do sit there constantly begging and begging and begging and begging, there's more chance that you'll get annoyed. I do catch Marty. I know he's annoyed you, but keep calm. Knowles and Bernie, be nice, behave, right? Marty has been a long time viewer of mine, and to make him disappear because of comments that you're making is not going to please me or him. And as Lauren says, she likes watching the streams that I do, and if comments that people make put people off watching my streams, then that's going to annoy me, and I don't want to be annoyed. I want to enjoy what I do. Okay, so be nice. I tell you what, Lauren Nico, what car would you like to watch me drive? Now, for those of you that are new to the stream, I mean, I don't care how you behave to a degree in other streamers' chats, although personally I would prefer that everyone acts decently. If you are in my streams, that is pretty much a requirement. Yeah, Marty, if you've got no weed, if you need to take 5, go take 5, mate. I know what that's like. But yeah, be nice in here, because people are nice in here. If you struggle on the game, even if you ask a question, even if I can't answer it because I'm driving, there will be other people in the lobby that may be able to help. Lauren Nico, you can pick any car you want and I will drive it for you. While you have a thing, I'll go and I'll just bring up the car classes, and perhaps you can pick a class, and then we can then you can pick a car. So I'll show the car classes, and then I shall have a look at the field of view settings for the fella that asked, because because I can't remember off the top of my head what my field of view settings are, but I do know that I adjusted them. Okay, Lauren Nico, you have a choice from these options here: go-karts, road cars, touring cars, open wheels, American stocks, please don't pick that one, GT cars and prototypes, and we'll come to that in a moment. Okay, my field of view settings, visuals, you have many different options here. It might not actually be in this setting, it's not. Let's come out of here. Camera. Okay, so you can alter your field of view here for the bumper cam, the hood cam, roof cam, chase cam, cockpit camera. My field of view is on 100. I did find that higher than that was a bit odd. Helmet cam is currently at 85. Rear passenger cam is at 96. Some of the cars you go in, the rear passenger cam and the helmet cam can give you what looks like a glitch, but if you move your seat, it sorts it out. Field of view speed sensitivity is set on no. Now you can also adjust your movement, so this is for like helmet cam. So you can have high speed shake on or off, so how faster you go, the more his helmet shakes. World movement, G-force effect, you can't see them because the messages popped up on my screen, but you can increase the G-force effect and the world movement. I max those out so I get maximum effect. Show the helmet, helmet depth of field, yes. Helmet look to apex, yes. That one, because they look at the apex at the point you should be braking. Helmet leaning, yes, I've got that maxed out, and camera leaning, also got that maxed out. Okay, I'll come out of here, quickly show my settings for this car around Silverstone. Okay, there's the tyre pressures, brakes, brake duct. Whether those tyre pressures are correct at the moment, I don't know. Like I say, I've not super worked on this setup. Front downforce 9, rear downforce 8. The longitudinal weight bias is set to the front, but I haven't played about with that. The steering ratio is at 10.91, and then you got your caster angles. I know you may not be able to see this too well, but this video will be going up onto YouTube as long as it doesn't error on me, so you'll be able to pause it and screenshot it. Ride height, quite low on the front, the rear is quite high though. I would probably adjust that if I was going to play about with settings. Like I say, I've not done shed loads on the setup on this car. A lot of it is set as standard, because what I tend to do with the Formula A, because some tracks they are so undrivable, I'll point this out, the radiator I've got it at closed because I haven't got mechanical damage on. If you've got mechanical damage on and you put it on closed, you will blow up your engine. And then I've got gear ratios set to that with the fuel load down at 1. Okay, so there's the setup for that. I apologise, I've sort of thrashed through it kind of quick, but like I say, I will put it up onto YouTube anyway. Okay, back to the messages. Oh, Lauren. Right, okay, go-karts please. Lauren, I can't believe you've chose that. Okay, because you've chose it, I shall go with them. Okay, maybe go take a break whilst I do. Well done, Lauren. Yeah, you got 2 fans now, Lauren. If you're all about customization, this doesn't have like bolted on new exhaust and stuff like that. GT6 does have that, but personally it doesn't do it very well. You whack a whacking great exhaust pipe on the car, it doesn't change how it sounds. Okay, how do you move the chair? You have to go into button assignments and set your 2 of your buttons to move the seat forward and then move the seat backward. Right, okay, Lauren has picked go-karts. Thanks. So we'll go with go-karts. Now we've got the 125 shifter, which is the standard go-karts, and we've got the 250cc supercars. Now if you actually search these on YouTube, you will find them. So we're going to go with the 250cc supercars. So let's find ourselves a livery. I'm not going to do anything with setup. Let's go pick a track, shall we? I know where we'll go, as I haven't driven them there and I like the track. Donington Park. Right. Okay, Toxic had a lot of problems with the tyre pressures. Reducing the tyre pressures can increase your tyre temperatures. Track dependent, sometimes you have to do tyre pressures different from left side to the right side. Can take a while to get them spot on. And I tell you what, Lauren, if you've never done go-karting but you'd like to do it, don't hesitate, find a place, book yourself in and go and do it. Be prepared the next day for your arms to hurt like hell, but go and do it. Right. Holy crap, it's on 10 laps. Right, okay. Well, Knowles, if you like the Stig, the engineer is actually Ben Collins, who was the Stig. Not that his comments on here actually make much sense, because a lot of the time he tells you stuff that you don't really need to know, or stuff that I tend to ignore. But yeah, I mean, Toxic is right there. Go-karting is so much fun. I've done go-karting many times and I love it. I mean, I don't know whereabouts you are, Lauren, and I probably wouldn't suggest that you say. I mean, I'm in the UK, and I mean, I'm pretty much smack bang in the middle of the UK, and there's probably 4 or 5 go-karting places within, say, 20-25 miles of me. There's indoor ones, outdoor ones. There's one that's got a figure of 8, so you go up a big hill, round a hairpin, down a big hill, into another hairpin, then go under the track. There's fast bits, slow bits. Some will get up to 70-80 mile an hour. It is great fun. If you've wanted to do it, go and do it. If you can't afford to do it yourself, turn around to your parents and say, look, I really like cars, can you take me go-karting? If they say no, you say, right, okay, how do I make enough money to go? Bad Scouse is right, you will hurt for days. I mean, I'm a fairly big bloke. I mean, I'm 6'1", probably what, 16, 17 stone. And if I do go-karting for half an hour, that's it, the arms are dead for days. But it is worth it. It is definitely worth it. But yeah, I mean, wherever you may be, have a look on the internet and search places, search for prices, see if signing up to a place gets you cheaper prices. I mean, if you are a lady and you want to race against ladies, they may have lady races. I mean, I'm not trying to be offensive with that, but I do know there's one near me that, I mean, they do kids sessions only, adult sessions only, they do females only. And they also do mixed sessions. They do different race lengths, going from 15 minutes to half an hour to an hour, and obviously prices vary. Okay, I mean, if you're in favourite track on here, it's a toss-up between the Nordschleife for Le Mans and Donington Park. Cause, I mean, I only live about 5-6 miles away from this track. Okay, if you're in the UK, I mean, I'm near the Midlands, and if I Google Midlands go-karting, there is actually a place called Midlands go-karting. But pretty much wherever you are in the UK, there will be a go-karting place not too far from you. But that buzzing sound. Drew, behave yourself. Okay, let's go and see about tyres. We don't need the fuel, so we'll get rid of that. So these are going to become absolutely rudimental. We may have to have a look at what the gears are doing, but I'm not going to play about with the setup. Okay, if you're southwest, I'll tell you what to do, right? In your Google search bar, search go-karts near and put your postcode. it'll bring up a list of them, and then search through and see which ones you like the look of. It's the best thing you can do. I mean, if you're into cars and you want to go go-karting, you've got to go and do it. I mean, I love go-karting. I absolutely love it, and the only reason I don't do it as often as I would like is because of what it does to my arms. I'm on track. I'm not going to be able to read the messages, so everyone behave, please. I'll let you go. Go on, go past. I'm going to let these tyres get up to temperature and see what this is going to handle like around here. Oh, and Lauren, just so you know, go-karts don't actually tend to handle like these supercarts do. So if you see me spin it at 140 mile an hour into a wall and end up upside down, don't panic. That is not likely to happen in real life. At most go-karting places, the go-karts will only do sort of 80 mile an hour max. And also, if you are of a certain age, sometimes they do limit which go-karts you can actually use. But what would be brilliant is, let's say in, say, oh, excuse me, 2, 3, 4 months time, Lauren Nico comes on, says I went go-karting, I loved it, I've got into racing, there's loads of boys racing, and I kicked their arses. They all asked me out. I told them all no, because they're not good enough. Get rid of those cones. It's going too deep. Okay, the only real change I'm going to probably look at doing here is gears, depending on whether we get up into top gear or not, or top it out or not. Brum, 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 brum. Come on. If I was talented enough, I could make some techno music with this. It'd sound a bit crap, but the thing is, the go-karts do tend to handle not a lot like real cars do, but in real life they do say that driving go-karts, it does teach you about car control, weight balance and stuff like that. I didn't actually look if I got up to a decent speed or how I was doing in the gears. How long we got of the session? 8 minutes, okay. Now, go-karts on most racing games, they do not like curbs at all. In real life, I don't think they're as bad on curbs, or at least the karts that I've driven on tracks with curbs, they've not been a problem. I think the issue with them is when they get on curbs, one, could be ride height, but two, also the driving wheels. Okay, third gear for that corner. Right, I want to see, are we using much of sixth gear down here? Are we topping it out? Not quite. Okay, quick change of the gears, or at least let's see if it'll allow us to change the gears a small amount. Pedal bike next. The thing is with driving the go-karts on the games, visually there's not a lot you can see of them, but for a go-kart, I mean, these go faster than some of the road cars actually do. Also, I've not really properly got it up to speed yet. Now on this game they have got specific go-kart tracks, but they are very, very narrow, tight and twisty. Also, when it comes to the sound of the go-kart, they're not really going to sound any other way than this, because this is pretty much how go-karts sound. Also, for those that haven't been go-karting, majority of the time you're not going to have gears on your go-kart. It's just to go and stop, so you won't have to worry about being in the right gear at the right time. Most go-karts as well tend to be one-wheel drive. I think these superkarts are two-wheel drive. I haven't looked at whether the other go-karts on the game are actually one-wheel drive, but in real life that is what they do tend to be. I'll just put helmet cam on for a moment, so for anyone that hasn't seen helmet cam, they can. Now you'll see the helmet moving about, and that's the G-force effect and so on. And then looking at looking towards the corner, and as I mentioned, it will look towards the corner when it's at the braking point. Well, like I say, I maxed out my settings on the helmet cam, so I got maximum movement. I found it to be a lot more interesting than the standard setting. Downside to it though is, for me, audio wise, it is a lot quieter, which isn't surprising because if you had a helmet on, it would be quieter. I do prefer to hear a lot of noise from my car. Then you've got sort of passenger view, not that you have a passenger in go-karts, but if you're in other cars it tends to be sort of either in the passenger seat or in the middle of the car. And it's got a massive rear wing and what looks like the back of a radiator, or a radiator stuck on the back of it. It looks, well, I was going to say a fridge. It is an enormous radiator for such a small car, but then they do have a 250cc motorbike engine in them. Okay, I'm happy with those gears, so let's get to the end of the session and go for a race. Go-karts do slide like hell. It's learning how to corner. Well, they slide when you push them, when you really push them, and it's controlling that slide that gives you the lap time. Alright Ray, how are you? You're getting ready for your racing, I guess. What car is this? These cars are the 250cc supercars. Now how we're going to get on with this race I've no idea, because I don't know how quick these computer cars are actually going to attack the track in their go-karts. There's a chance I may not be able to keep up, or there's a chance that they're going to go a hell of a lot slower. But the slipstream does tend to have quite an effect, and wiggling is not very nice. Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, where did he come from? Now the computer tends to take an odd line into this corner, so I'm going to try see if round the outside is available. It may be if I'm next to someone. I'm probably going to top it out now in the slipstream. No, got the gears just about right. Oh, going wide, come back, come back. I had to go wide then to avoid him, it's cost me. Ooh, that was a bit of an airy moment. Going deep, no! I was waiting for a crash then. That's totally cooked the tyres. The problem is in these, it ain't going to be easy to get the tyre temperatures back down. Now, someone mentioned earlier about they have problems with tyre temperatures. On the second lap, one of my rear tyres went red. Now, it could be that the tyre pressures are too low in these tyres, so that as much as I was pushing it, the tyres moving about too much, created too much friction, too much heat. So lower tyre pressures can improve tyre temperature, but go too far with it and it's going to overheat the tyres. And if you've got tyre wear on, the last thing you want to do is overheat your tyres. Don't want to be on the curb.
That's the fastest lap of the race. Great lap.
He's going to be a lot slower here than I am on the exit of this corner, maybe. A little bit. I was cautious. Oh no! Down! Try and get back on track without crashing into anyone. That is one of the downsides with go-karts. It was same on GT6. You get it going sideways a bit like that, and there's half a second of I can control this, and then there's like 10 seconds of oh no I can't, I'm off. But like I say, I mean, for example, for you, Lauren, normal go-karts don't go as fast as this, don't spin out quite as aggressively as this, although they can spin and hit walls, but they tend to be tyre walls, and I can't say I personally know of anyone that's come to any harm. And I was involved in a crash at go-karting once where it was actually at the figure of 8 circuit I mentioned earlier, and I went under the track, and it was dark under there, and as I go under it, there's a car parked there sideways, and I smacked it so hard it bent the chassis of the go-kart. But the driver was absolutely fine, thankfully, because he was a mate. So yeah, don't worry, if you're going to go go-karting, go and just enjoy yourself. I mean, every time I've been go-karting, I mean, I have finished sort of aching, sweating, but thinking, you know what, if I wasn't aching, I'd be in there having another go. Because, I mean, for some people they don't have that effect when they go go-karting, but for me that is exactly how it was. I want to do that again. I want more. Oh, look like he was on the brakes then.
You're currently setting the fastest lap of the race. Keep it up. That was a sweet move. Great stuff. Looks like there's one on your tail. Start defending your position. Cover the inside line and the braking areas.
Thankfully I ignored that message and I was able to overtake. Not a bad lap, that one.
Nice one, that was the fastest lap of the race. Trying to get a good run out the last corner and slipstream past him on the straight.
Well, I thought the last lap was a good one. This one's 1.3 seconds faster.
You're currently setting the fastest lap of the race. Keep it up.
Bit deep there.
Use your slipstream to get close to him in the straight and try and dive up the inside for the braking. Okay, let's try and stabilise these lap times now and keep focused.
Ooh, bit risky. Oh, you dirty little sod. Oh, I suppose not necessarily dirty, but that was a little too cheeky, that was. You watch, this will be the last lap as well. No, there's one more.
Your pace is dropping in and out a little bit. Try and refocus, line up some good, strong, consistent lap times.
I had a bit of an off there. I had to turn my alarm off. Oh, he's come through again.
That's P6. Sweet move.
Oh, it's gone wide. Come back. Totally overheated the tyres doing that. Whew, and myself. But there we go. They were actually quite nice to drive around there. Just got a surprising amount of grip, and I reckon had I not had the 2 spins that I had, I probably would have won that. But there you go. There you go, Lauren. That was for you. Sorry I couldn't win it. Okay, let's have a quick catch up on the messages. Although some of you will know what the alarm meant, some of you won't. Oh dear, not good doing when a bug messes up your game. Well, Lauren has gone, but there we go. It's been an interesting session. Stevie P, am I using a wheel? Yes, I am, as RP Glock says, T300 RS. Thank you very much for the comment about a great lap. Right, now my alarm going off was basically letting me know that we're nearly up to the 2-hour mark. For those of you that weren't on near the start, Twitch has been messing me about quite a bit lately. If I do a live stream longer than 2 hours, it'll upload the first 2 hours to YouTube, but after that it just keeps corrupting the rest of the footage. So when I do like a 4 or 6 hour live stream, it keeps messing up the rest of the footage and not allowing me to export it to YouTube. And I've been in touch with Twitch about it, blah 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 blah, and they don't know how to solve the bloody problem. So what I decided is, because of the 4 days that I've been live streaming, the last 4 days, 3 days worth of the videos. I've got the first 2 hours and the rest of it is pretty much gone. So when I export it to YouTube, it looks like I don't know what I'm doing and the whole videos aren't there, and it's really annoying, because a lot of what we've been doing is the live streams that I do you decide what I drive, so the viewers decide what cars I drive, and they will be titled along those lines. But I also do time trial runs where I'll spend a few hours working on a setup to go and attack a time trial. So if I spent 2-3 hours working on a setup and then go do really well in the time trial after that, I'm losing that footage, and it's really frustrating. Or for anyone that wants to watch them and see what I've done, how I've progressed the setup and so on, they're only going to be able to see so much of it. So what I've decided that I'm going to do instead is no more than 2 hours, because you can export up to 2 hours. So if I do slightly less than 2 hours, I should hopefully not have a problem exporting that video straight onto YouTube. So earlier on today, I started off, we were working on the, as this room is titled at the moment, taming the Ford Mark IV, taking it from driving like a bag of crap, trying to get it to handle quite nicely. So working about on the setup, which we did. However, it took a bit longer than the 2 hours, so we got to about 1:55. I ended that stream, started up a new one, which is this one now, and we are up to 1 hour 51 minutes. So I haven't really got enough time to go and try and do another race, and I am at that point now where I need to go and have a break, get myself some food, and probably find a cold shower, because it is still ridiculously hot here. So if you have only just recently joined the live stream but you do want to see what we have been up to, I will be trying to export both of the live streams I've done today onto YouTube. When they will be on, I'm not sure. At the bottom of the page is details of the racing league that I'm involved with. We mainly do Formula 1. We're gearing up for F1 2015 at the moment, but our league is full. But if you want to come and have a look and see what it is that I'm involved with, along with 7 other admins, feel free to do so. There is also the title there of my YouTube channel, and I was going to post a link as well, but I forgot to get the link beforehand. I tell you what, I shall jump out of Twitch on my iPad and actually get the link. So I've got a few minutes, because I do know, I mean, I actually tried searching for myself on YouTube yesterday, and some sneaky sod has tried kind of matching the name of our league. They've gone Front Row F1. So if you do see Front Row F1, that's not me, it's not what I'm involved with. Because we are Front Row Racing. Okay, the browser's not working, so I can't get on to post a link, I'm afraid, which is really annoying. So I do apologise about that. But on the YouTube channel, I've got quite a few live streams that were previously done. Some time trial videos, hot laps. I have now separated them up into different playlists. There's time trials, online lobbies, single player, helps and tips, and tests and helping people, and a couple of other playlists like that. So if you do want to go and check them out, free to do so. Search Front Row Racing DP on YouTube. You should be able to tell which one I am. My picture has FRR DP on it, and I'm sure that if you've watched the live streams and you go on there, it won't take you long to realise which one is me, because I sound exactly like I do now. Excuse me. Now Ray has commented there, good night buddy, I'm not off to bed, I'll just have to get something to eat and cool down. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Now tomorrow, I am planning on doing a live stream tomorrow, although I haven't quite decided yet whether I'm going to do a you decide what I drive stream tomorrow, or whether I may do one where I just pick I'm trying to think. I might do a you decide what I drive. It could depend on how hot it is and what cars people pick. But yeah, I will do a live stream tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but it will probably be in the afternoon to evening time, and I will do same thing today where I do up to 2 hours, end the live stream, start a new one because of Twitch. But there we go. Right, okay, it is now time for me to say goodbye. So I've been Front Row Racing DP, otherwise known as Dave. Thank you to everyone who has been watching, and to those people that did come in new, that came in rather cheeky, perhaps saying a few things that they shouldn't. If I said anything that may have offended you, I will apologise. I do apologise. However, thank you very much for going from a little bit cheeky, a little bit on edge, to seeing what these live streams are more about and what the people are like that are in the live streams watching. We do tend to have a lot of nice people, genuine people, very helpful people, and we don't stand for people taking the mick, being offensive, abusive or anything like that. We're here to have a laugh. I do this because I enjoy it, and I help people out because I like to see other people benefit in their gameplay. And don't remember, guys, if a lady's name comes up, don't everybody jump on them. Remember, be a gentleman. Leave the 50 Shades of Grey stuff to when you've actually started to think about marrying them. And by the time you've married them, there's less chance of them leaving you when you pull out a roll of gaffer tape. Well, there we go. Right, okay, so that is it. This is it. It's the end for today. So I have been Front Row Racing DP, otherwise known as Dave. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all soon. Behave yourself, Ray. Remember, you're married, I think. I was going to shoot off, but I saw Dubstepper's comment. I'm great, Dubstepper, but we are off now, I'm afraid. And it's not the Mark II, it's the Mark IV that we started off with. But there we go. I hate the Mark 1. Not a big fan of it, but there we go. Right, okay, Mad Scouse, catch you later. To everybody else, I have got to go, otherwise I'm going to run out of time. And yes, you have missed me, but the 2 live streams that I've done today are going to be put on YouTube, so you can catch up with it on there. Right, have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the weather, and I shall see you all soon.